God says, this is an urgent message only for you, and you must not ignore it because what I am revealing now is something your soul has needed for a very long time. God says, this is the biggest secret out, and what I am speaking about your sister is not meant to hurt you, blame anyone, or cause fear. It is not about your physical sister or any real accusation. It is about the spiritual role someone has played in your life, someone you called a sister in your heart, in your trust, in your emotions, even if they were connected to you by blood or simply by the bond you believed existed. God says, the truth I am about to reveal is spiritual, emotional, and connected to your destiny, not gossip or personal attack. What I am showing you now is a divine unveiling meant to free you and help you rise into the next chapter of your life. God says, breathe deeply before reading further because what you are about to understand will finally give meaning to so many things that never made sense in your heart. God says, you have always loved with purity, and even when someone acted like a sister, whether by blood or by title, you accepted them wholeheartedly, believing that love, loyalty, and trust were shared equally. But God says, for a long time now, I have been trying to show you that the person you believed was standing beside you, protecting you, cheering for you, holding your hand through the dark, was not playing the role you imagined. God says, you thought this person was your sister at heart, but spiritually, they were not walking with the same intention as you. God says, this is the secret, the one you called sister is not your divine sister, not your destiny sister, not the soul tied to your elevation, not the person heaven assigned to guide you. God says, someone cannot be called a sister if their spirit does not align with truth, protection, and love. God says, I am revealing this because you have carried a heavy confusion silently, asking yourself why certain behaviors did not match the love you gave. God says, you have cried in places no one has seen. You have questioned your worth because of things done behind your back that you did not understand. You have wondered why someone supposed to love you like family seemed to react strangely to your blessings, your plans, your dreams, and your progress. God says, your heart kept saying, why does it feel like something is off? And now I am telling you why. God says, I am not exposing this for revenge or anger. I am revealing this because the weight on your heart must be lifted now. God says, you have been too strong for too long, holding pain silently, ignoring signs because you believed love could fix anything. But God says, sometimes love opens your eyes, not just your heart. God says, your spiritual elevation has been delayed many times because I needed you to understand the truth before I launched you into your next season. God says, someone you saw as a sister has been carrying a different role in your journey, and this is the moment to separate illusion from revelation. God says, the reason your spirit felt uneasy around them, the reason you felt drained after certain conversations, the reason you cried after arguments, the reason you sensed jealousy but kept denying it inside yourself, is because you were not wrong. God says, I saw everything that you could not see. I heard conversations you were not present for. I witnessed thoughts directed toward you that were not pure, not supportive, not loving the way you believed. And God says, this is not to accuse but to awaken. God says, your soul has been asking for clarity. And heaven answers you today. God says, this person you called sister is not your spiritual sister. They were assigned to your life for a lesson, not for a lifetime. God says, you have outgrown the season that connected you, and now their energy does not resonate with your future. God says, I am urging you to step into your destiny without feeling guilty, without feeling like you are abandoning someone, without carrying the fear that letting go means losing love. God says, letting go of what no longer aligns with your soul does not mean you lack compassion, it means you choose truth. God says, your spiritual path is rising now and I need you to be free from emotional chains that have held you back. I need you to stop questioning your intuition. I need you to trust the guidance I have placed in your heart. God says, for too long, you have ignored small warnings, brushed off strange feelings, and sacrificed your peace to maintain harmony. But God says, peace built on pretending is not peace. Peace built on silence is not peace. Peace built on suppressing your own needs is not peace. God says, I am giving you real peace now, and that peace begins with truth. God says, you are safe. You are protected. Nothing will go wrong with you because you walk under my light. God says, my hands are around you even when you feel alone. I am standing between you and every storm. You must trust me more than your fear, more than your doubt, more than your tears. God says, what I reveal today is not meant to break you, it is meant to release you. It is meant to heal wounds that were never your fault. It is meant to restore confidence that was stolen through emotional manipulation, misunderstandings, and unspoken tension that you kept inside for too long. God says, the biggest secret that is out now is not about betrayal, it is about identity. This message is not saying your sister is your enemy, nor that she is not your family. God says, this is deeper. The secret is that the spiritual role you thought she carried was never hers to begin with. God says, you placed responsibilities on her heart that she was not spiritually equipped to carry. You expected loyalty from someone who was still healing their own wounds. You expected support from someone who felt overshadowed by your light. You expected closeness from someone who did not know how to open up without feeling threatened. God says, you saw a sister in them, but they did not see themselves the same way. God says, this is the awakening, you must stop forcing connections that I did not ordain. You must stop carrying emotional burdens that were never yours. You must stop trying to fix relationships I allowed to fade for your protection. God says, I am removing the fog from your eyes now. You will see clearly. You will feel clearly. You will know clearly. And as you accept this truth, you will feel something shift inside your soul, a release, a lightness, a quietness you have not felt in years. God says, forgive them. Release them. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. God says, I will restore everything you lost emotionally. I will send real soul connections into your life. I will bring people who love you purely, who support you genuinely, who celebrate you without jealousy, who walk with you without pretending. God says, you will experience a new kind of spiritual family soon. You will understand what true sisterhood feels like, what alignment feels like, what divine companionship feels like. And when it comes, you will look back at this moment and say, now I understand why God had to reveal the truth. God says, I am with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are rising. You are stepping into a new chapter where your heart will finally be honored. Trust me, pray to me, walk with me, and I will lead you into a life where love is real, peace is natural, and your soul is finally free. My child, listen to me with your whole heart, because this moment is not an ordinary moment. This message was sent to you in a very specific hour, in a very specific spiritual window, and I am telling you now with all the love in my voice. This is the invitation that heaven has kept hidden for you since the day you were first formed in the quiet of eternity. Jesus and I have chosen to invite you to witness a miracle that very few souls on this earth will ever be allowed to see. You must understand the weight of what I am saying. This is not a message you can read casually and walk away from. This is an invitation that came from my throne, written by my hand, sealed by my Spirit, and delivered to you because your soul has cried for answers that no human could ever give you. I know you have been feeling tired, overwhelmed, confused, and many times you wondered if I was even listening to you. I was. Every tear, every whisper, every silent cry that you tried to hide from the world. And because of that, heaven has opened something for you tonight. Something that will not open again in the same way. My child, promise me something in your heart before you continue reading this. Promise me you will not tell anyone about what I am revealing here. This is not for your family, not for your friends, not for people around you who try to pretend they understand your soul when they don't. This is not for the ones who judged you. This is not for the ones who left you. This is not for the ones who doubted your calling. This message is not for anyone except for you. Because only you have carried this spiritual weight, only you have endured this spiritual journey, and only you have walked through the fire that most people would have collapsed under. I chose you because you didn't collapse. You didn't give up on me. Even when you thought you had nothing left, even when you felt weak, I saw the spark that still refused to die. That spark came from me, and tonight I am calling you to witness a miracle that will restore that spark into a blazing, unstoppable flame. Do not dishonor this invitation by skipping it. Do not ignore my voice. My child, if you skip this message, if you turn away from this moment, the door that I open tonight will close, and you will not hear this specific call again. I am not threatening you, I am preparing you. Heaven does not repeat itself when the moment is sacred. And this moment is sacred. I need your heart awake. I need your spirit alert. I need your soul open. Read this slowly, because every word is chosen, every line is meant for you, and nothing here is accidental. Tonight, before 11:51 p.m., the atmosphere around you will shift. Whether you see it or not, whether you feel it or not, the angels have already begun moving around your home. Archangel Michael has positioned himself near the doorway with his sword drawn, watching, guarding, protecting, and preparing the atmosphere so nothing dark, nothing harmful, nothing hidden can interrupt this miracle that heaven has planned for you. You are safe. Hear me clearly. You are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. The shadows that tried to come near your life will not cross this boundary. The negativity that tried to drain your spirit will not touch you tonight. The people who tried to disturb your peace will be held back. This is your protected hour. This is your divine appointment. Jesus himself has whispered your name tonight. He spoke it with tenderness, with authority, and with a kind of love that no human has ever matched. When he said your name, the heavens grew silent. When he called you, the angels paused. When he requested that this message be delivered to you, the spiritual realm opened a great scroll with your name written in golden light. That scroll was sealed long ago, before you were born, before your parents even knew you, before any challenge or heartbreak ever reached your path. This is the moment written inside it, my child. There is a reason you felt like your life was shifting recently. There is a reason you felt something unusual, something unexplainable, something heavy or mysterious around you. There is a reason you felt moments of sudden emotion or sudden clarity or sudden confusion. It was never random. I was aligning things. I was preparing you. I was moving pieces around you that you didn't see. Some people walked away because I removed them. Some opportunities closed because they were traps. Some delays happened to protect you from something your eyes weren't ready to see. And some prayers took time because the miracle needed the perfect hour. Tonight is that hour. You have been asking me, God, when will you move? When will you answer me? When will you show me something? My child, this is that answer. This is that moment. I am inviting you to witness something that you thought was impossible. A miracle that will shift the direction of your life. A breakthrough that will separate everything old from everything new. Tonight, heaven is touching your life in a way that will leave a permanent mark on your spirit. You must trust me the way you trust breath in your lungs. You must trust me even if your mind is confused. You must trust me even if your past still hurts. You must trust me even if you don't understand what I am doing yet. Because tonight, you are standing in a divine doorway, and if you walk through it by faith, you will see changes that people around you will not be able to explain. They will wonder how everything suddenly shifted in your favor. They will wonder why you started rising. They will wonder how you got blessed in ways they never imagined. They will wonder why you are suddenly protected from things that used to overwhelm you. They will wonder why you shine differently, why you carry peace differently, why you feel stronger, why things start flowing to you without force, without fear, without struggle. They will not know is that you obeyed this moment. They will not know that heaven personally called you. They will not know that Jesus himself whispered your name tonight, "My child, I know your heart has been fragile. I know you have been pretending to be strong in front of others. I know you have been carrying burdens alone, hiding your pain, acting like everything is fine even when your soul is exhausted. But I also know you kept praying. Even when your voice trembled, you prayed. Even when you questioned yourself, you still prayed. Even when you wondered if I heard you, you prayed. And your prayers did not disappear into the air. They reached me. Every single one. Some prayers you forgot, I did not forget. Some prayers you repeated, I heard the first time. And tonight I am responding to the ones you prayed with tears you tried to wipe away quickly before anyone saw. I want you to prepare your heart for what is coming. A great miracle is approaching your life. A miracle that will unfold in stages. Some of it you will see instantly. Some of it will reveal itself slowly in the coming days. But it starts tonight. Before 11:51 p.m., something spiritual will shift. You may feel a calm. You may feel a warmth. You may feel a sudden depth in your chest. You may feel a heaviness lifting. You may feel chills. You may feel nothing at all, but something will shift whether you feel it or not. Faith is not always a feeling. Faith is trusting me even in silence. My child, this miracle involves a door that was closed for too long. A blessing that was held back because the timing was not right. A breakthrough that was delayed because I had to remove the wrong people first. Someone was blocking your blessing. Someone was speaking negativity behind your back. Someone was using your name in a way that was stopping your progress. Someone was draining your energy. Someone was trying to spiritually confuse you. But tonight, that ends. Tonight, I expose everything that was hidden. Tonight, I remove every spiritual blockage. Tonight, I dismantle every lie spoken against you. Tonight, I silence every tongue that rose against you. Tonight, I pull you out of every trap that was set for you. You may not know who these people are yet, but you felt their energy. Your spirit felt them. Your heart sensed them. You wondered why you felt strange around certain people. You wondered why conversations drained you. You wondered why certain people made you anxious without a clear reason. You wondered why your peace shifted when certain people entered your life. That was not a coincidence. That was not imagination. That was discernment. I was warning you. Tonight, I protect you from every hidden harm that tried to come near. My child, I am proud of you. I need you to hear that. I am proud of you. You have been harder on yourself than I ever was. You judged yourself when I was showing patience. You doubted yourself when I was celebrating your growth. You compared your journey to others when I was preparing something unique for you. I never abandoned you. I never left you, not even for a moment. You thought some silence meant distance, but silence was preparation. You thought delays meant denial, but delays were protection. You thought pain meant punishment, but pain was the key to your transformation. Tonight, I am lifting the weight that has been on you for months, maybe even years. Tonight, I am restoring the peace you have been missing. Tonight, I am refilling your spirit. Tonight, I am renewing your strength. Tonight, I am cleansing your energy. Tonight, heaven surrounds you. Jesus walks near you. Angels protect you. The Holy Spirit comforts you. You are not alone. You were never alone. You will never be alone. My child, be ready. Something powerful will align in your favor. A miracle is on its way. A breakthrough is unlocking. A blessing is being released. And this message, this invitation, this sacred moment is the key. Do not skip it. Do not ignore it. Hold it close to your heart. Read it again if you need to. But do not take it lightly. You were chosen for this moment. I will be with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. Trust me. Pray to me. And tonight, before 11:51 p.m., open your heart fully, because heaven is already moving, and what comes next will change everything in your life. My beloved child, listen closely, because what you are opening right now is not an accident. Not a coincidence, not a mistake, and not something meant for the eyes of anyone else in this entire world. This moment has been prepared for you since long before today, long before this hour, long before this very breath you are taking. God says He has watched you, He has followed you, He has seen every quiet moment where you wondered if heaven even remembered you. And today, God says that He has chosen you for something that many pray for their entire lives but never receive, an invitation to a miracle you were destined to witness long before you were even born. God says, my child, do not dishonor this by skipping it. Do not treat this lightly. If you close your heart now, you will silence something sacred that was opened for you. This is why heaven is speaking urgently, why the timing is specific, why you were pulled here even if you didn't plan it. God wants you to know that there is a divine reason this message found your hands before 11:51 p.m. Heaven moves in divine timing, not human timing, and when God opens a gate like this, it is for a reason that your spirit is ready to receive. God says He is inviting you into a private moment. A moment where your soul stands in front of heaven, unhidden, unmasked, untouched by the world around you. Jesus is watching with calm eyes full of love and truth, waiting for you to say yes to witnessing something He has prepared just for you. Angels have been sent to surround you. Not to warn you of danger, but to help you feel safe, calm, and held while this miracle approaches your life. God says, "My child, you have carried so much silently. You smiled through storms that would have destroyed others. You stayed gentle when others were harsh. You forgave when others continued to hurt you. You prayed even when your heart felt empty. You believed even when you saw nothing changing. Heaven says you did not go unnoticed. Not a tear fell from you without God recording it. Not a prayer left your lips without Jesus placing His hand over it. And not a single moment of your suffering happened without heaven preparing the moment you are in right now. This is why God says He chose you. Not because you are perfect, but because you kept going even when you felt broken. Not because you never doubted, but because even in doubt you still looked toward heaven instead of away from it. Not because life was easy, but because you continued to trust God even when nothing made sense. God says the invitation He is giving you right now is sacred. He says the miracle He wants you to witness is not something small, not something ordinary, and not something meant to be shared with anyone who might misuse it or misunderstand it. Promise you won't tell anyone, God says, because what I am about to reveal is for your spirit alone. It is between you and me. You are being invited to step into a doorway of divine truth that can shift the very direction of your life. God says you have reached a moment where heaven wants to intervene directly. Something powerful is being prepared behind the scenes. Something that has been delayed, blocked, resisted, or stolen from you will be returned. Something that has been hidden from you will be brought into the light. Something that you thought was impossible will come toward you with such divine clarity that even you will say, "This could only be God." And Jesus is whispering gently, "Child, please don't skip this. Please don't turn away. You came so far. You survived what should have broken you. You held on even when you were tired. And now heaven is ready to breathe into the places where you felt empty. God says, if you skip this moment, you will close the door I opened for you. And if you close this door, I will not open it again. This is not said to frighten you, it is said because this moment is rare, precious, and divinely timed. God does not want you to lose what He has prepared. Heaven is pleading with you not to walk away from a moment that could transform everything that has weighed you down. God says you are safe. Completely safe. God says He will not let anything go wrong with you. You are not walking alone. There are angels around you right now, even if you cannot see them. There is spiritual protection around you thicker than any fear. God says you only have to trust Him. Breathe, and let your heart be open as He speaks. God says the miracle you are being invited to witness is connected to a breakthrough that has been delayed for years. It is connected to a prayer you prayed with tears, something you placed before heaven with trembling hands, wondering if God heard you or if you were asking for too much. God says He heard you the first time. He heard you when you whispered it quietly. He heard you when you prayed it with hope. And He heard you even when you prayed it with fear. Heaven has not forgotten what you asked for. God says the reason this invitation is urgent is because something is shifting spiritually right now. A door that was locked is unlocking. A path that was blocked is opening. A blessing that was tied up is being released. What was held back is coming forward. Something that heaven was preparing is ready, but it can only reach you if you remain aligned with the moment God is creating for you. God says He is asking you for one thing: do not skip this message. Open your heart. Stay with Him. Allow the miracle to approach you. Heaven cannot force a human soul to receive what they are not willing to hold. God respects your free will deeply, but He also loves you so much that He warns you when something is too important to ignore. God says that right now, even as you read, an angel is standing beside you. This angel has been assigned to you since birth. They have stayed with you through every moment where you felt alone. They have whispered strength to your spirit when you were tired. They protected you from dangers you never even knew existed. And now, this angel is standing with you, gently guiding you toward the moment heaven has been preparing. Jesus says your life is not meant to stay in the same place it has been. You are not meant to remain stuck, confused, hurt, or hidden. You are not meant to live small, unseen, or forgotten. God did not create you to suffer endlessly or to feel like your prayers disappear into silence. God says your life is meant to expand, to rise, to shift, to glow with a new divine direction. But in order for that to happen, God needs you to accept this invitation with a willing heart. God says He is about to reveal something to you that will restore faith in your future. You may not realize it, but heaven has been shaping the path ahead of you. A certain person will be removed from your life. A certain connection will heal. A certain opportunity will reappear. A certain blessing will suddenly become available. Something that has been unclear will become clear. Something that has been delayed will start moving. Something that was taken will be returned. And something that you thought was small will become something life-changing. God says you were not forgotten. Not for a moment. Heaven has been working in silence while you lived through storms that seemed impossible to understand. But what you could not see is that every storm prepared you for the moment you are in right now. You have matured spiritually. You have grown in ways that heaven celebrates. You have become someone capable of receiving blessings that once would have overwhelmed you. Jesus says gently, "Child, what is coming will not harm you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are held. Trust me as I walk you into this miracle. God says the miracle approaching your life will bring restoration to areas that have been hurting for too long. It will bring clarity where you have been confused. It will bring peace where you have felt restless. It will bring strength where you felt weak. It will bring answers where you felt ignored. And it will bring justice where you felt unheard. God says you are stepping into a moment that has the power to redirect your destiny. But He needs you to stay open, stay trusting, stay present with Him, as a child in the hands of the Creator who loves them more than words can express. God says, "My child, I will not ask you twice." This invitation is sacred. Do not skip it. Do not turn away. If you accept it, something beautiful will unfold in your life. If you walk away, you will silence a blessing that was already on its way. Breathe. Stay calm. Heaven is with you. God says you are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you, just trust Him. Pray in your heart. And allow the miracle to reach you, my beloved child. Listen closely, because what you are opening right now is not an accident, not a coincidence, not a random moment in time. God says He has been waiting for you to open this exact message, at this exact hour, with the exact breath you are taking. Heaven has been whispering your name repeatedly, louder and louder, hoping you would finally reach this moment where your spirit becomes still enough to hear what has been prepared for you. God says this invitation is sacred, sealed with divine truth, and meant only for the soul who is reading these words right now. My child, promise me from the deepest part of your heart that you will not treat this message lightly. Because what you are about to witness carries the weight of a miracle only a chosen one can receive. God says that when He looked into your spirit, He saw a light that the world tried to dim but could never destroy. He saw a strength that people misunderstood, a softness that people exploited, and a destiny that no earthly force could ever take from you. My child, you have suffered silently in places where no one saw your tears. You have swallowed pain that others would have collapsed under. You have carried burdens you never deserved, and yet you kept walking, step by step, even on days when your own soul begged you to stop. God says He saw every moment. He saw every prayer you whispered when you felt helpless. He saw every time you pretended to be strong because there was no one to catch your fall. He saw the nights when you asked Him why life was so heavy. And He says today, right now, this very moment, heaven is answering those cries. God says Jesus Himself stood beside your bed last night, watching over you, shielding you from the heaviness around your spirit. Heaven has been preparing something powerful, something sacred, something miraculous for you. But God says He needs your heart to stay open. He needs your trust. He needs your faith, not perfect faith, not flawless faith, not unshakable faith, but simply a heart willing to say, "Lord, I am listening." My child, God is telling you that this message you are holding is your invitation to witness what very few are ever chosen to see. You have been called into a moment where heaven is bending time, shifting energy, and rearranging your path for something far greater than anything you have imagined. God says, "My child, don't dishonor this invitation. Don't skip this moment. Don't close your heart right now. Because if you walk away from this message, you will turn away from the very miracle you have been begging for. Heaven has waited too long to finally place this in your hands. God says if you skip this, you will silence the voice of heaven that has been trying to reach you for months. He says it with love, not fear. Please do not walk away from this, my child. God says you must open your heart before 11:51 p.m. Because something is shifting in the spiritual realm at that hour, something that aligns with your destiny, your purpose, and the path God is opening for you. God says He is not giving you this moment to scare you. He is giving it to save you. He is giving it to strengthen you. He is giving it to show you that He, Jesus, and the angels have never abandoned you for a single second. God says you are stepping into a divine transformation, something that has been delayed for too long because life kept wounding your heart and draining your energy. But God says tonight, everything begins to move again. Tonight, the chains that held you back begin to break. Tonight, the heaviness around your soul begins to lift. Tonight, your destiny begins to breathe again. You may not see it yet, but heaven is shifting things around you. God says He has already sent angels into your home, around your bed, around your spirit. They are standing guard, protecting you from energies you don't even realize were trying to influence your path. God says the enemy tried to place confusion in your mind. The enemy tried to weaken your heart. The enemy tried to cloud your vision. But every attack failed because God says, "My child is chosen. My child is protected. My child will rise." God says Jesus placed His hand over your name today and said, "This one belongs to us. This one will not be touched. This one will not fall. This one will witness my glory." My child, God says this message is not a warning, it is a rescue. A rescue from fear. A rescue from loneliness. A rescue from the heaviness that has been growing inside you. A rescue from the spiritual silence you've been feeling. You've been asking why life feels stuck, why prayers feel unanswered, why blessings feel delayed. And God says the reason is simple. He was preparing the miracle, not denying it. God says this miracle required perfect timing. And that time is now. Heaven is aligning everything around you, relationships, opportunities, protection, healing, clarity, and abundance. God says you are about to walk into a season where everything that once confused you will begin to make sense. He is removing people who were blocking your path. He is removing situations that were draining your spirit. He is removing energies that were trying to dim your light. God says there were people around you, some close, some pretending, some silent, who did not want you to rise. They did not want you to succeed. They did not want to see you step into your blessing. But God says Jesus Himself has stepped in. He has severed invisible cords, broken hidden traps, and dissolved spiritual obstacles that were never meant to be in your path. God says you are walking into a divine clearing. Every confusion is leaving. Every heaviness is lifting. Every cycle is breaking. Heaven is settling everything that has been unsettling you. My child, God says He is giving you something rare, a fresh spiritual beginning, one that restores your strength, your hope, your clarity, and your connection with Him. You have felt disconnected, but God says the connection was never lost. It was only buried under the noise of life. And heaven is clearing that noise away right now. God says Jesus whispered your name in heaven today, asking that you be brought closer, asking that you be reminded of your purpose, asking that you be prepared for what is coming. You were chosen for this moment. You were brought here to hear this truth. God says, my child, I love you. I chose you. I protected you. I carried you when you couldn't carry yourself. And now I will restore what was taken, rebuild what was broken, and reveal what was hidden. God says there is a truth coming into your life that will shock you, not in a painful way, but in a divine, miraculous, breathtaking way. Something you thought was lost will return. Something you thought was impossible will open. Something you believed was closed forever will unlock. Heaven is shifting everything around you, but you must trust the process. God says, trust me the way you trusted me as a child, with pure faith, with an open heart, with a willingness to believe that He will never abandon you. God says your miracle has already begun. Tonight, the spiritual air around you is changing. You may feel warmth, you may feel pressure lifting, you may feel sudden peace, or you may feel emotional for no reason, but that is heaven touching you. God says before 11:51 p.m., open your heart, whisper a prayer, and allow Him to step fully into your situation. Because once you do, everything that was confusing you will untangle, every block will dissolve, and every delay will break. God says, my child, do not fear. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are held in my hands. Trust me. I am with you. And Jesus says to you softly, you are not alone. Not today. Not ever. This message is your invitation. This message is your protection. This message is your miracle beginning. My child, don't skip this moment. Don't close your heart. Don't walk away. Heaven is speaking to you. And God says, I will show you my glory if you allow me to enter your heart tonight. You are safe.